$17 million, 18,000 customers, 18 trainers, over $100,000.
And I could have bought one of these 4 or 5 years ago and I didn't. And I finally actually manned up and pulled the trigger and realised if I work really hard, I can buy what I want.
My name is Charlie Johnson.
What do you specialise in?
I specialise in helping people scale online businesses, predominantly in the fitness space. I was the king of red shiny object. A lot of people have a successful business and then they go and set up another business and their actual successful business starts to go backwards because they're distracted.
The quickest way for you to get ahead, you find someone who's done the thing you want to do, you pay them, and you collapse the time.
If I was to make a reel, you then post the same exact rule on yours. It's not a big deal then.
Sometimes it even outperforms the original.
Wow.
If you're looking to try and sell stuff, I will put one story post up, nothing else.
Walk me through an online business. I don't even know where to start, how it works.
It's really just 3 things you need is
We met in Vegas.
Randomly in Funnel Hacking Live.
Yeah. We met in Vegas. And yeah, we connected, we started talking. You were holding the conference here.
Yeah.
That was fun. And we just connected from there. Now, if somebody is watching this and they don't know who you are, what do you specialize in?
I specialize in helping people scale online businesses, predominantly in the fitness space. I personally generated over $17 million online in my own fitness businesses. We've helped 18 trainers scale their business in the last 12 months to over $100,000. Probably 500 trainers scale in total so far. Actually, while I looked and striped the other day, we've had in my own business 18,000 customers online at this point, which is like way more than I thought. It's a lot of people. It's a small town.
Yeah, wow. What? So you're doing huge numbers then. Would you be you'd probably be in the top 1%?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. What would Mike Thurston be on? Would you be bigger than Mike Thurston?
In what respect? Customer numbers or sales
numbers?
volume? He might sales volume, yes. In terms of customer numbers, he might have more customers in terms of transactions because they're like cheap things at like $14, $15 a month.
Got it.
Whereas like our fitness coaching programs vary from $1,000 to we've sold $22,000 coaching programs, and our like business to business stuff is obviously more expensive as well.
Got ya. Have you met Mike Thurston?
Yeah, I know Mike. He's good.
You know Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
Has he ever reached out for help?
No. I've spoken at dinner a few times about a few things. It's interesting. And that's where I think there's, a big difference in terms of people who are very successful, maybe are good at running businesses and marketing, but also then some people are very good at building a branding, getting loads of traffic, and the superpowers if you put both together. Like I joke that if I had his brand and looked like him, I'd be worth like 100 million plus because you could just rip it. But that's where I think it's different skill sets and maybe personalities.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I remember I had a meeting with Iman Ghatzi, and he said to me, I'm a generalist. I'm not a specialist. He goes, if I was a specialist, I'd be a billionaire, but I'd be no face. But right now I'm face. I've got an image. I'm out. People can see me. And obviously I make money from that and this, but I'm a generalist, right? I do many things at the same time.
And do you think he regrets being like that? Obviously, he's done phenomenally well.
Yeah, I don't think he regrets being here. Yeah. No, he has a good time. He has a great time. But yeah, interesting. Mike Thurston. Is it egos? Like, hey, can you help me out?
I think so. And I think, not Mike in particular talking about that, but I think there's a lot of people who, that expression pride comes for a fall. I think one of the biggest things that lets a lot of people down is arrogance and pride. And I see that a lot of people I work with in the fitness industry and trainers, and seeing like behind the curtain, people who you think make a lot of money don't actually make a lot of money and they're really fucking broke, which is why I put a post up the other day talking about it. Like I see trainers driving around in like flashy Range Rovers, they're front all over Instagram, but they've got no money. Yeah. So I think that's where a lot of the people are like the silent assassins, people who go under the radar, the people who do really well, rather than the people who are overly flamboyant, over the top. And like transparent, I didn't let myself buy a supercar until I had like multiple investment properties, had loads of other stuff set up. Mm-hmm. Whereas the first thing most young guys do is they get a bit of money. It's like, oh, let's go buy a Lamborghini.
Got ya. Are you natty?
No. I'm transparently open about that as hell. So like I can go into anything from I would describe myself as a maximalist. Like I want to be the best at business, best like physically, I want to be like the smartest when it comes to drinking like brain drugs, like whatever it is. I think as long as you are smart, then you can maximize human performance in a lot of different ways. And I think that a lot of people don't realize they're probably well below their potential because of their lifestyle and probably the way they don't optimize their body. Mm-hmm. Actually, interesting. I saw some stats the other day that I think if you can survive to 2035, because the advancements in technology and healthcare, the statistics and likelihood of you living to like 140 goes through the roof.
Correct.
So like, I think that's also the excitement of almost people who just get to that point in the next 10, 20 years, you will live so much longer than
So 10 years, 10,
Yeah.
35, 20, 35. Yeah.
But then if you also think about the money game is a time thing, wealth compounds.
Yeah.
If you can make money now and you can live to 140, how wealthy would you be by the time you're 140? Which isn't even something I thought about. It's interesting though, right?
Billionaire.
Yeah.
It's
It's not if, but when.
correct.
Yeah.
But then again, billionaire won't be that amazing anymore.
No, but then have a T, be trillionaire, be like the new thing.
Yeah, well, if Elon Musk is nearly there, isn't
Yeah.
he? Well, not nearly there, but he'll be the
Yeah.
first. Yeah, I mean, 100 years ago, millionaire was like outreach, and it was like insane. But yeah, it's crazy because I did a podcast with a doctor who's actually who we saw actually together, Tony Robbins' doctor,
Yeah.
and he said we do mitochondrial therapy.
Yeah.
So we'll have something around your wrist in the future where you'll be in the sun, and then it will just give you notification that you're damaging your skin. And then you just come to our clinic and we'll just hit you with peptides and mitochondrial repair. And not only will we repair the damaged ones, but we'll also replace it for new ones and everything like that.
So if you talk about doctors, who I would be fascinated to know what he does and how he has the energy of what he does and how he survives at that rate is Donald Trump. Dude's like 80 years old, under more pressure and stress than anyone. Yeah, he's like on it constantly.
Yeah.
And I look at my dad who's 80 and like apples and oranges, it doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
I think he's obviously a very unique human being to have that much drive at that point to keep pushing it.
Yeah.
But he obviously has probably the best medical care and healthcare around him.
Is that what it is? Why is he fat then?
Well, you can be fat and be healthy. Look at Tyson Fury, the boxer, right? Fat but an elite athlete. Like, so I think body fat percentage isn't necessarily in correlation to health or fitness to some degree. Depends what metric you're optimizing for.
Because his mental capacity is amazing.
Oh,
Donald
insane.
Trump. He's still on it. And for look at Joe compared to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump's still on it. And just the way he talks, he really removes the ego in the other person, where he's like, and I will say this, and I'm sure you already know, and that's him disarming their ego, being like, I do think you're smart, I'm not trying to tell you anything new. And for like a 80-year-old to do that and be smart about that still, extraordinary.
I would say he is a master of positioning, like conversations, but also himself as a brand.
Yeah.
And I think his superpower is how everyone talks and knows about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So I think how he has engineered that, I think, is very interesting. Also how he even manipulates social media and other things like that now to try and get responses. I don't know if you saw him in the Zelensky,
Of course.
like that for me was the most wild thing I've ever seen in my life. In
Yeah.
terms of like,
Same.
it's like watching like real life, like warfare about to kick off.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is nuts. It's like compelling to watch.
Yeah. It happened at nighttime,
I know.
if you remember.
Yeah.
Right? And I was out and I had to actually go outside. Like I was at some club. I had to go outside and watch it, and I told the security, come watch this with me. And security's watching it with me.
I think though that for him, that was an example in terms of how well he managed to keep his cool, because I think he comes across actually as being maybe very aggressive and losing his temper, but I thought he was actually quite patient in that scenario.
Wow. You thought it was quite patient. Well, I did see the patience. But I also felt like Zelensky didn't do anything to deserve that.
I don't know. I think it depends what frame you.
What did he say? What did he say for him to deserve that?
Well, Zelensky was just making demands and also had nowhere to stand, like no leg to stand on things.
Yeah.
So I think that's ultimately in a position where like the United States of Donald Trump holds all the cards, they have all the leverage.
Correct.
It's like you kind of have to go with the flow with this and you can't argue back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which if you were going to talk about politics, I don't think it's interesting of how fucked up Europe is. That then he went to the UK and the UK are like, bow down to whatever you want to do. We'll give you all the money and weapons in the world. Like complete opposite start to the US, which I thought was very strange.
Yeah. So it was Donald Trump's vice president, which I think sparked that.
Yeah, I think he probably triggered it.
He triggered that, didn't he? He was just like, he interrupted and he's like, I think it's extremely rude. Right. And he went into that. That's what I thought it was.
But you are in the White House though as well, so it's like I think it's.
And somebody goes, why are you not wearing a suit?
That I don't think is an issue. I think that's people just pretentious, pompous bullshit. And that's something you expect in the UK, I think.
Well, no, the thing is, if your country is at war, you're not supposed to wear a suit. Like Winston Churchill, when he was in World War II, like he wasn't wearing a suit. He was wearing an army uniform. There's photos of it. I looked it up.
Yeah, I think that's. also part of his brand, a public image, though. It's like statesman rather than like politician. But there's a lot of fishy stuff, in my opinion, with the whole thing.
Yeah. Do you think it's easier more than ever right now to make money online?
I would say it's not easy. I say it's hard, but it's not complicated. So if you actually like break down of how simple this is, in previous generations, for you to go and start a business online, there was huge amounts of risk you had to take. Or if you start a business, you take huge amount of risk.
Of course.
Now you can advertise and get traffic for absolutely free on your iPhone. Like I think 80% of all video content that's produced and posted online is from an iPhone, like the actual model.
Wow. The camera or no?
The camera.
The camera.
80% of all videos online are from an iPhone.
Wow.
Which is a wild statistic. So then, first, you can get traffic, which is our first point sales. Secondly, is that you have the ability to market to anyone in the entire planet. And then thirdly, I think people are getting a lot more open to buying stuff on the internet, whether it's coaching, consulting services, not even necessarily just like physical goods.
Yeah.
And that's a big mistake I see a lot of people making, is they try and go, if they want to make money online, they try and go make money online the difficult way, which is maybe trying to like do e-commerce or sell physical stuff. Whereas the reality is, if you sell at the beginning info products and learn skills doing that, you're selling packaging thin air. And the reason why you could argue it's easier than before is AI. Like I was doing some wild stuff for in the club, the AI, like making images for ads and graphics. Like you can literally, like don't even need a team now.
Yeah.
And this is where I think from an AI perspective, people are worried about AI is going to take everyone's jobs. AI is just going to basically help the people who are the smartest dominate even more, because they know how to use it and what questions to ask. And I think that's where something to think about is the success of your life will determine the questions you ask yourself. But now it's almost determined on the type of questions you ask AI, because you can prompt it for anything. And I think that's a very interesting thought process.
So, I've always had brick and mortar businesses.
Yeah.
Right. I own gyms as well.
Yeah.
So I there's a landlord, you pay them rent, you got staff salaries and stuff like that. I've never had an online business, right? Walk me through an online business. I don't even know where to start, how it works. For somebody even watching this in my position that has no idea what online business is it if you were to start again, is it the only way you would go?
It's the only way I'd go initially, because and I think there's always that woman in the red dress. You want to do the opposite of what you have. So, like for me at the moment, maybe I'd like to have a physical business of like random stuff, like coffee shops. I like coffee, or like gyms, which is a terrible idea. Because in the UK or the US, the average US gym was like a 13-14% profit margin.
Yes, but they don't shut down.
True. But
gyms don't shut down. That's the reason I go into it.
But online businesses are stable if the person running it is stable. And I think that's the problem with online businesses in particular, from my niche of what I see, is that a lot of people come into these businesses, they do quite well quite quickly, but they don't have the maturity in terms of how to run it on a longer time frame, which is why they stop doing what was working at the beginning, go do some random shit, open a coffee shop, and then their business declines, or something random. So I'd say if you were going to do that, I always like reverse engineer back. What problem can you solve for someone online? And then start from there. And then essentially, okay, cool. So you wanted to help people launch gyms, for example. I would then probably start making content around how you're a gym owner, you've been successful in doing this, and create value content for that to pull people into like your top of funnel. Essentially then start to engage them. You'd have things like DM setters, people messaging them to try and get them into some type of sales call, process, or funnel, where you could then sell them into some type of coaching consultancy. So like, it's really just the three things you need is a traffic source. So Instagram, YouTube, or you can ads. Secondly, would be like a conversion mechanism to get them into a sales call or a sales process. And thirdly, some way to fulfill those clients and then keep them paying you for as long as possible, whilst ideally getting a result, so you can then showcase that. And I think the last part is actually where most people go wrong, is they are not getting enough client results, which is why they have a very high churn rate, and also why people are incredibly skeptical of buying stuff online right now, which is why long form podcast stuff like content like podcasts like this is so valuable, because you can't fake it in a 40-minute podcast, hour podcast. But someone can script an entire reel 60 seconds and it make it look perfect and polished. So I think what's going to happen is that people are going to get pushed the opposite way of where everything's so like perfect. It's going to be the slightly more shit raw stuff and more long form content that people will buy into more, which is why I think YouTube is going to be the even more powerful next 5 years.
Wow. when we met at a
Funnel Hacking Live.
funnel hacking live event, and you were given an award.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that award. How did you get it? Why? Like, you gotta explain, because you remember I was invited to go there, so I knew nothing about it. Right? I was like, sure, I'll go to Vegas. So tell me what it is. How did you get involved with them? How did you get the award? What is it?
So essentially, Funnel Hacking Live is an event for ClickFunnels. What's quite a cool story is I originally went to one, I think 2019, 2020, about 5 years ago. And I was like, this is sick. I actually saw Tony Robbins then as well. And I was like, I almost had in my mind, I always wanted to get one of the big awards. The award I got was the 2 Comma Club X award, where you've done over $10 million in one like sales funnel. So I basically sent through all your screenshots, recordings, all your payment processes, all that stuff to verify everything. You then get approval for it, and then you basically go to Vegas to get like a big award on stage. So transparently, I flew across the world and spent 50 grand to then just get a marketing photo, but it's good social proof. And you have it for like 10, 20 years. And it was a cool experience. So I think that is very helpful in terms of what we just spoke about, the skepticism thing, because the way I try and really market in our own business is proof over promises. Like at a certain point, it was like, you've had 18,000 customers, you've done 70 million online, you've got content made for the last 8 to 10 years, people look through. It's like, you clearly know something, done this for a long period of time. And I think that is one of the big things I look for when I'm looking for someone to help me with whatever I need fixed, is like, has the person personally done the thing? And then have they helped other people do the thing? And that's where I think these type of award ceremonies, awards you can get from places like ClickFunnels are so valuable if you have some type of online business, because it can give you more credibility. Like interesting, we speak about paid ads. I was looking at this morning because I'm a nerd, that our highest performing ads at the moment are me with that award behind me. So I have like a video ad and it has that behind me. And I think that's very, very interesting, because it probably just entices people to pull them in a bit more, maybe more trust.
Credibility.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know,
whereas if I did that in front of my Ferrari, there was like Dubai douchebag.
Yeah.
So I think
should be rented.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, legit. And actually, transparently, I filmed some ads like that previously, and it had a lot of that. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Well, it's like a reflection of self, isn't it? They don't have a Ferrari or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, the world is a mirror, not a window, right? It's a reflection back of people's own internal state, I think.
Yeah. I love it. To be honest with you, I love it. Like, when I get like hate comments, I reply like, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. Like, I just like feed into it. Like, I don't go, well, like, I don't argue with them or whatever. I just literally tell them, yes, you're right. I'm a piece of shit. One of them actually posted a story of mine recently, a reel we made, and he wrote boring on there, and he put some song on there, and I was like, this is a good song. And I downloaded that song and I listen to it like every day.
I think though, how sad do you have to be to go on someone else's social media account and just troll them?
Yeah.
Like, how shit does you like?
Yeah.
It's even better if you run paid ads to cold people and you talk about making money. Like, all I get is like probably 1,000 times a day, like, nice try Diddy. And I didn't even know like the PD thing. I didn't even know what that meant for ages until Nick, who was actually spoke at our event, told me. I was like, oh, that now makes sense. Like, it's a joke about the P. Diddy thing.
Oh, okay, good.
So I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Apparently it's an American thing, but like, I get like 100 times a day, like, nice try Diddy. So I think,
why Diddy?
Cause due to the P. Diddy scandal, like, it's in he's a scammer and all this type. So see, I didn't understand either.
Okay.
So I think it's weird. American.
How's that connected to you?
That I'm scammy because I'm running fucking abundant amount of paid ads online.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. I mean, P. Diddy wasn't a scammer, but okay.
Yeah, he did a lot of things, but I don't think he was a scammer.
No. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where if you're going to be on the internet, you just kind of have to be ready for it, you know?
Yeah, I just think it's funny, and that's why I try and antagonize people a bit sometimes. But this is where I also find it funny. I don't know if you've had this. People will write a really shitty comment, and I'll write a fucking banger reply. Go click post. It's like, so-and-so can't be mentioned in a comment. It's like, I can't even reply to the person.
No.
So it's like a one-sided fist fight at that point. But, which is a strange scenario.
I love it. Actually, my PT says to me, you put yourself in positions to be bullied. And I was like, I actually do. I actually put myself in positions to be bullied because I feel bad if I throw the first punch verbally.
Yeah.
So I kind of put myself in a position for them to come into my trap. And then it's game over. And then I start hounding into them.
Have you read the book 48 Laws of Power?
No.
Okay, so there's I can't remember, one of the laws in there talks about notoriety, which is basically like being notorious, whether you do like good press or bad press. And like either way you can flip it however you want, it's just how you frame it. And like the way it articulated, I was like, that's really, really smart. Basically saying you need to try and be as polarizing as possible, almost to get attention, to then market and monetize itself.
As polarizing as possible. So
like
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, we've spoken about, like anyone like that, you have to, it's like I don't know if you have a Vegemite thing in Australia, but it's like Marmite is an expression we have, like you either love it, you either hate it. Like you want that, you don't want like the vanilla in the middle.
Got ya. Yeah, so you gotta be polarizing in any way, and then you can market that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then just stand out and be different. Because I think others, a clone, say in my industry, in the fitness industry, there's a clone of a million people who do the same thing, but there's very few people who are unique, who represent themselves in a different way. And I think the more unique people are and they lean into their own personal story, so like even when selling, the easier it becomes because you become a category of one rather than the clone of like 50,000 people who exactly the same.
Got it. By the way, you had a couple of meetings with Alex Hormozi.
Yeah.
What was that like? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we've done a lot with their team and on our business. And it was actually, there's a part on his podcast episode where he kind of annihilated me and reframed what I said. So I basically was like, oh, we want to scale our business. This is how much money we make, X, Y, Z. And I was like, do we focus on paid ads, or do we focus on organic? And if it's paid ads, which one of these strategies? And he went through some numbers. He's like, basically none of those. Like, there's all lies. He's like, you just need to get your churn rate down and keep clients for longer. I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then something else one of his team said to me was, this is like really obvious, like gun to head when I realized, is you need to get clients quick wins. So like something called TTV, like time to value. How fast does someone get value from your thing? And I had a strategy which could make people money like straight away, but I was like, for some reason, I didn't think it was a good idea to give it to them because it was too easy in my own intelligence. And then we started giving this to clients as soon as they start with us. They start making like $10,000, $20,000 in 24 hours. And like, this is the best thing ever. And they paid for the whole thing. And that's had a dramatic difference in terms of our business. So like in the last 2 months, we've reduced our churn rate in half, which we aren't really seeing the ramifications of yet, but like using AI to work this out. By December, we'll make an extra $100,000 a month just because of the adjustment and churn, if we can maintain that, which is insane. And that's from like doing nothing on the front end, nothing, just fixing like 2 things, make an extra $100,000 a month.
Wow. And what's Alex Hormozi's like involvement in this? Do you pay him for counseling?
We paid him and his team for basically going out there every 6 months of like auditing our business and going through everything. And it's going to go through all the departments, what we do. So the first time we're doing that is going to be in June. So literally like break everything apart, which I'm interested to see what they say, based upon what we've done so far.
Wow. Interesting. So you pay them, you only see them twice a year.
Yeah.
You take them all the financials and they're just...
Yeah, financial KPIs like churn rates, LTV, CAC, all that type of stuff, and be like, what do I do with this type of scenario?
Is this part of his acquisitions company?
No, that's something else. I think it's more like a consultancy they run.
Okay.
But the value for me from that is like, I'm an intelligent guy, I know what I'm doing. But it's sometimes you need an outside perspective, you do a fresh pair of eyes to be like, you see that thing there, you're not looking at it. Because everyone has a cognitive bias. And like, what I mean by that is I like marketing. So I will try and like solve every single problem in business by just marketing, like proving ads, content, lead flow, whatever. But if our churn rate is the issue, I'm just creating a bigger problem with more people to leave. Rather than if I actually fix that, our business then grows and like compounds time and time and time.
Got it. Okay. And his like, and I understand that his acquisition company, if he likes a business that comes to him, he'll just buy it.
Yeah.
Or he'll buy into it.
Yeah. I've actually had a friend of mine last week who was interested in buying our business, but it's not something I would...
The whole thing?
Yeah, it's not something like in terms of like buying it to put into a roll up, but it's not the type of thing I'd probably entertain at this time. I would, our longer term plan is we are building a software that will then incorporate into the business. So then if we did want to sell further down the line, you get a much higher multiple because it's technically a software business as well at that point.
Yeah, got it. John Lee taught me that actually. Did you speak to John Lee about that?
Yeah, John's smart dude.
Did he teach you that as well?
He didn't teach me that, but then John also was like, I had a great call with him, I think, last week. He's an incredibly intelligent guy. Yeah. But he's also like the red shiny object master of like, oh, you're doing this in fitness. Why don't you do this across these 3 other industries? And I was like, dude, I just want to like, I just need to do this thing.
Specialize.
Like we barely even touched the US markets. It's like, let me crush that. And then I can go into other things rather than like let's spread ourselves super thin. And that's why, like, before I was the king of red shiny object. And I think it's the most difficult thing to do in business is like, when you have things working, it's just not getting distracted, actually being patient. Because, you know, like I said to you in terms of, we made those 2 changes, we should make an extra $100 a month by the end of the year if we keep that going. It's then like actually keeping that going and not getting distracted by then going to fucking market to real estate agents and car dealerships or whatever else. And then that drops off. So that's where I think a lot of people have a successful business and then they go and set up another business and their actual successful business starts to go backwards because they're distracted.
Of course.
And then they're making the same amount of money anyway.
What's the point of plan B if it's only going to distract you from plan A? Yeah, John said to me, you've got gyms. I said, yeah. He goes, why don't you make an app company? Make all your gyms free. You only charge for gyms. And they'd be like, how much is your gym? I said, $12 a week. He goes, okay, the app is $12 a week. And you buy this app. And then you got access to all these gyms. And you got meal plans. And you got this and that. Now you're an app company. So everyone goes to the gym who has the app.
I like it.
I don't know. I don't know if the buyers would buy it. Oh yeah, okay, sure. I'm going to buy 12 gyms at a 20x multiple instead of a 3x multiple. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't think that would fly.
The buyers would be like, "Come on, you haven't taken the piss here."
So he is like the ideas fairy, in my opinion. So he also said to me, "It's like, because you know, he's a big into content. As you clearly with 3 cameras and we drive around in a Maybach, is you should build a media business here with a warehouse, recording studios. You have 1 floor of editors and 1 floor above it of like media buyers, and then like outsource it to people." I was like, hypothetically, yes, but I also know from a logistical standpoint, media buyers are really fucking difficult to run. Like that's like the worst business to scale. Editors can also be problematic, and there's huge amounts of problems that go on with that happening like from our own team. So it's like I try and look for things that are easier home wins and something that I know is going to be a pain in the ass before we begin.
Yeah.
Like to give another example, I have another business we've discontinued, which was a sales call center in Mexico. It was crushing it, but it became such a headache in terms of managing and replacing salespeople all the time. And then clients having inconsistent lead flow, it just was more of a distraction than it was worth. I think that's sometimes knowing when to quit when you're ahead.
Yeah, look, you got to choose your industry because some industries are just so tough. So tough to do.
What do you think is going to be the best industries in the next 5 years?
Has to be AI.
Yeah.
Has to be AI. Has to be AI thing. I've got so many AI ideas. What's school?
What, school?
Yeah, what's... No. Like, you know...
School, SKO.
Yeah.
Okay, so school is like a Facebook group. Do you know what Kajabi is?
No.
Okay, so school is like Facebook groups with like a classroom section added into it and a calendar. So like you can have like video courses and training courses into it. What I actually just thought of was interesting is I'm surprised Facebook haven't just annihilated school and ripped that off and just put the ability to do that into Facebook groups. We should probably do that, Mark, because I feel like we're really smart.
Yeah.
Because they've got the user base. So we use school in our own platforms to either give free courses away or paid courses to clients as a community aspect.
It's like WAP, huh?
Yeah, similar.
So now that Iman Ghatzi's joined WAP, is that the death of school?
No, I don't think it's going to make it. WAP's really popular in the US. What WAP has as an advantage from what I'm aware of is it has payment processing, its own payment processor, I believe. Inbuilt. So one of the things that's a pain in the ass for online businesses, and I've been fallen foul of that a few times, is payment processors.
Yeah. Like
people like Stripe. So I think them having that integrated and probably being more info product, online business friendly would definitely help. Got ya.
Okay, I get ya. Yeah, because I had a look and I was having a look yesterday on WAP and everything. I was thinking, this is a direct competitor. It is direct competitor.
Yeah, it's very, very similar. I think what I see from why WAP will do well is even when I was in the US, they're really aggressive from a marketing point and also from referrals. So a friend of mine tried to get me in with WAP for payment processing, but I don't, the company I need it for is not a US company at the moment, so it wouldn't work. But their referral scheme for people to refer each other is insane.
Yeah.
If you think about like why Go High Level is now raping ClickFunnels, it's because Go High Level has such a strong affiliate and referral scheme where, like, for example, we white label like Go High Level and resell it. So if we put 40 to 50 users into Go High Level and then someone else does 40 to 50 users, you start to build a client base quite quick. Whereas ClickFunnels has too high a friction for you to do referrals. I think for you to even get paid, you have to have over like 100 or 1,000 referees to set up ClickFunnels account.
What about clipping? Does
Video
clipping
clipping?
still work?
To a degree. So if you ask John Lee, this one of his ideas, which I understand the logical theory behind it, but I think the actual practical terms and what you get out of it doesn't make any sense, is he will tell you to create a Instagram profile with AI content and just pump like 3-4 reels a day of AI, fake AI, Charlie Renin, whatever.
Opus clips?
Yeah, or you could use Opus clips. But
You're talking about AI, yeah.
they're
yeah,
literally
yeah.
fully faked. Like, so that
Yeah.
thing's not even like you.
Yeah.
And the problem is that content won't perform very well on the platforms. But also if we go into, you know what I said to you earlier, if you're going to start an online business, is there's loads of people I know have loads of traffic, but also really poor. So the goal is, how do we get these people into a buying conversation for something more expensive, or into like a funnel? And generally the best way to do that is like with DM setting, or like phone dial, like old school. So it doesn't really solve the problem. I think it just adds more complexity. We do it in terms of our own business, where we have maybe 6 to 8 Instagram accounts. And the value of it is, so for example, our own podcast, we will post like 3 to 4 reels a day that are just being cut and blasted out. And some of them will just get like 400,000 million views out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's free top of funnel traffic.
Yeah.
Trying to track the monetization on that is difficult though.
Yeah.
Whereas I think people often try and run before they can walk. They should focus on one platform or account first, get that to work, and then replicate it.
Yeah.
But what we're doing now is we have, across our 3 main accounts, so for example, we'll make sick content in January. We'll post it in January. When it comes to February, we'll post that on the 2nd account, the January content. Comes to March, we'll post the January content in March on the 3rd account. So it's almost like a month delay.
Yeah, I got on different
and
accounts.
it doesn't really seem to affect the performance, and then you have high level content all the time.
But do you not need to edit those clips? Because isn't there like a thing that can track it?
There is, and it used to be a lot worse, but it doesn't seem to make that much difference anymore.
Okay, got it.
Like, it used to be terrible that if you reposted something, it'd flop, but
So Instagram's leaned up on that.
like we do a lot even on our main account now. We did it yesterday. We took our highest performing, it was like a carousel post to get like a free course on how to scale Facebook ads, and we posted maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago and it crushed, and we posted it again yesterday and it crushed. So I think if something's really good, the platforms don't really care anymore.
Got ya.
Because they just want engagement of people to actually use it.
Got ya. So what you're saying, so I make a reel, right? I make a reel. By the way, look how big I look on the camera compared to you. So much bigger than me. I trained him, by the way.
He does.
Just tell him.
We trained before this.
Yeah, I trained him. By the way, you should give me a training session.
We should do it. Come.
Okay. Which gym do you go to?
I'm like a gym whore of Dubai at the moment.
Okay.
I probably go to a different one every day. Probably like you in nightclubs.
I know. I'm just thinking about everything that I've said. It's like all nightclubs. Okay. Which one do you go?
I go to Warehouse Gym in Al Qu's probably the most.
Wait, in Albert. It's a good one, is it?
Yeah, I like it. It's decent.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do a gym session.
Yeah.
Let's do a gym session together.
Actually, I tell you, have you ever been to Oxygen Gym?
Let's do it.
Go to Oxygen Gym in Dubai. It's
Done.
sick. It's the best gym in the world.
Done. Let's do it.
It's the best gym in the world.
Wow, Oxygen Gym is the best gym in the world. I own gym, so that's a bit.
Yeah, I'd say it's the best gym in the world.
Second best gym in the world. After ExoFit, 12 different branches in Perth, Western Australia.
Outside of that one. Outside of Perth.
Yeah, outside of Perth. So, okay. If I was to make a reel right now, and then from this podcast, and then you then post the same exact rule on yours, Instagram's very lenient on double checking that and stuff like that. It's not a big deal then.
Yeah, it doesn't make it massive.
I see.
It doesn't make it massive. I, in my opinion, from what I've experienced, it seemed to be a lot worse maybe 18 months, 2 years ago. Whereas now they don't really seem to care, where you can just repost content and it's not like, even if I took the same post on my account and then used it 4 weeks later, 2 years ago, it would tank.
Got ya.
Now it sometimes even outperforms the original one.
Wow.
Which is weird.
Yeah, I did one, and I went viral, and then Rob Moore. Do you know Rob Moore?
Yeah.
Rob Moore's like that. They went viral. And like, Rob Moore's like, give that to me or whatever. It was like 10,000 shares, 500,000 views. I think more now. And Rob Moore posted and he got 20,000 views. Sorry, Rob Moore.
Just popular, that's all.
I'm just a bigger one. I'm just bigger than you now, Rob Moore. You know, it's just the reality of life.
I think though, one thing that would be really valuable for anyone in the audience who lives in foreign countries, most people don't realize this, is the reason actually I sent you the location from a different phone earlier, is I use a GPS spoofer. So like on this phone, it says 1:37.
Where's it?
Which is in the morning because it's in the US. That phone thinks it's in America. So I use what's called a GPS spoofer to move the location of the phone to America. So my Instagram account will show up in the US.
Wow.
So it gets pushed into the American algorithm. Whereas if you live in Dubai and you have your account in Dubai, it'll predominantly get pushed in the UAE area.
Yeah.
Saudi, like Eastern Africa, not really ideal. India, like if you're trying to sell stuff online, that's not going to help you. So an easy hack for anyone listening to this is to use a GPS spoofer, and then you can move your account to wherever you want to go, which is one of the reasons why I have multiple phones.
And it's called GPS.
Yeah, GPS spoofer.
Boother.
Spoofer, but SPE.
It's all one word?
Just separate words.
Okay. SPOOFER.
Yeah.
Check it out. Okay.
It's
that's my assistant.
It's savage.
Wow. Okay. Is that what a proxy is?
No. I think you'll probably think of a VPN, which is a private, like, safe IP address.
Yeah.
But all that's literally doing is rewiring the GPS on the phone to think I'm in the US when I'm not. So I have to plug my phone in. I can type wherever in the world I want to be. Like I think it's in Las Vegas. I'm going to click Las Vegas, go, and I turn off the location services on the phone so it doesn't try and trigger that I'm back here, and then let it run from there. And that's where one of the reasons a lot of people's content doesn't go viral sometimes. If you're in an Arabic region and most people are Arabic and you're making content in English, it's going to be more difficult to get pushed out because a lot of people who are going to see it first won't be first language English speakers.
Yeah.
So they will, it won't have as much engagement and they won't get pushed out further.
Got ya. Okay, got ya.
And also if you want to sell to the American market.
Wouldn't it make a difference if you just get a proxy? Is it the same thing?
No, it has to be GPS because the phone, it will go off the tagging on the phone of where the phone's logged in from, like geographically.
So it has to be GPS. And how much is that?
Like $100 for the year or something.
For one phone?
Yeah, I think so. It's like the one I use is, I think iTool AnyGo. Like it's really, really easy to use.
Got ya. Could you have multiple accounts on one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't need per account.
You don't need per account. It's just per phone. So like, I think you can connect 3 to 5 phones into them depending on what account you have.
Yeah.
But that's a really easy like marketing hack. And this is where I think there's a lot of weird things people don't realize from a marketing perspective, which when you know is obvious. A bit like I said about the Alex Hormozi thing earlier, it was like really dumb.
Yeah.
Another example is if you're looking to try and sell stuff like we've done it today, is I will put one story post up, nothing else. And that will maximize the views because the way Instagram works is backwards in terms of stories. The more you post, the less engagement you get. So if we're trying to sell something or push like a lead magnet or something to start conversations, we will put one story up with like really strong copy or images, and then ask people to DM us in, and it will then push that out to more and more people because it will see that story has a lot of engagement and then start to show it to more people.
Got ya. Did you say the more you post, the less engagement you get?
On stories, yeah.
On stories.
Which,
Really?
if you actually think about it, I really do not understand because logically you'd want people to use the platform as much as possible.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd like to post stories and just random shit all day long.
Yeah.
But I actually know it hurts my account in terms from a reach standpoint for selling stuff. So like, I won't do it. I'll do it maybe 2-3 days a week. Maybe the weekend when I'm fucking around, I'll post stuff. But generally during the week, I'll limit it to maybe max of like 4-5 stories.
Got ya. Interesting.
Mm.
By the way, why is stories so fluctuating? Like sometimes I'll look at my stories and I'll be like, I don't know, this many views. And then the next day it'll be like double the views.
So the big reason for that, in my opinion, is sometimes the performance of your reels. So if you have a reel, like you mentioned, got like 10 million views or whatever, that's 10 million people potentially flying into your profile who are going to click on your story button. So the performance of your story views can be affected by that quite heavily.
Got ya.
The second thing I've also noticed is the time of day at which you post your stories makes a big difference. So like if you were to post them when more of the people are active and it starts to get engagement faster, it gets pushed out more.
Got ya. Interesting. Wow. Okay. So, this is basically the fundamentals of internet money, really.
Yeah. And it's just the simplicity. And this is what we call is like the 5C method, essentially. It's just like the whole goal of everything you're looking to do is you look to create content, to create conversation, to basically create a buying conversation to get a client. That's essentially it. So like everything you're doing should have a purpose. Where I think where a lot of people struggle is they just randomly post shit and hope for the best. Have you heard of something called Eugene Schwartz's pyramid buyers funnel?
No.
So basically the analogy of it is you have like sales funnel, you have like top of funnel. So you have like unaware, people don't have a problem unaware, they don't realize they have an issue. So if you, for example, own a gym, Sally is unaware she is fat, and then her husband calls her fat, and now she is problem aware. Next stage of the funnel of like, I am now fat because my husband's called me fat. So she understands she has a problem she needs to deal with. She then doesn't know how to solve the problem, which would then be solution aware, which is the third step of the funnel, which would then be like, okay, go to gym, sort your nutrition out. And then fourthly would then be like product aware, which basically it's like the miss people, where people know about what you do and how you fix their problems. And the goal of what you want to do from a content perspective is try and engineer it so you pull people through that whole process. The majority of people are going to be at the top end of the funnel with like they're unaware they even have an issue. And that's where it's your job from a marketing standpoint to trigger that person to be like, fuck, I am overweight and this is my fault. And they then understand they have a problem. They then don't know how to solve it, which is then when you step in and like ideally the next piece of content would be something that dangles the carrot in terms of how you solve that.
Mm-hmm. Got ya. I'm with you. It's so many different ways you can do it. Okay, what about buying accounts?
Instagram accounts.
Yeah.
So I've done that. I bought a few Instagram shout out pages before.
Like a motivational account.
Yeah, the problem is that the traffic on them is not great and they have no personal affinity to anything. So it's like you can't really do much with them other than push them down that same niche. So I couldn't really convert it to Charlie Johnson, do you want to be a fitness trainer, make money online account, because it then is the wrong audience on it. So then if I also start posting content that isn't saying that the original audience resonated with, it would just die.
Got ya. I think that's why you got to massage it in.
Slowly, but I think that's where especially he's an Australian guy who owns Muscle Nation, a good friend of mine, Nathaniel Anthony. He has a couple of really big Instagram pages. Like he's an OG from back in the day of doing it.
That he built himself, or he bought?
He bought them and / built them. But he's been basically doing paid posts on those for years. And like they've been a great marketing funnel for actually his business, Muscle Nation supplements. And also like I sold loads of stuff on them as well. So one of the things we do very heavily like B2C in terms of selling fitness customers is we will pay accounts like that to post our before and after photos, transformations to get traffic into our program so we can then try and sell.
Got ya. Okay. So do you recommend buying accounts?
Generally no, because it tends to be a headache trying to manage them. And
but wouldn't that mean you get immediate results?
No, because you don't know what the demographic of people on it aren't specific to you or your product, because they haven't followed you for a reason. They followed.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, because you're still getting 250,000 eyeballs, even if 1% of it is, and you bought the account for $1,000, you still get your money back.
Yeah, but what it would cost to buy an account to get that much reach would be quite a lot. I would just rather spend the money on Facebook ads and then target specific people.
It's not a lot. I actually bought a few the other day.
But what's the quality of the people on them?
We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Because that's like the ones I've bought. Like
I paid $2,800 and I bought 11 accounts. I get 1 billion views a month.
I'd be interested to see what it's like, but then you also have to be careful with like where these followers are coming from.
Okay.
Because if they're all from like shit places where you don't want clients.
I'll show you some now actually. This one was 1,500, right? This one for all these ones, right? So for example, we'll go on this one. Don't mention the name.
Yeah. So if you go to insights and say the audience, where these people are from?
I'm not logged in.
Okay.
I'm not logged in. Right. So that one.
But what are you going to try and push on these pages?
I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I just thought it's 1,500 and it's cheap.
That is really cheap, to be fair.
Right? 1,500 of all these.
I would say for that price, it's worth a spin, but it's what you spending them for, if that makes sense. 11
million views. Nearly 1,600 comments. Yeah, so that's another one. So that's why I asked you, because I actually bought this one.
For that money, it's a good deal.
It's a good deal, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of them. The other one I spent 2,800.
Yeah, that's good.
So I've got about 29 bought accounts now.
One thing you could probably try and do with that is hack your algorithms, stuff go viral, and just repost your own content on all the stories whenever it goes out.
Yeah.
Is that what you're planning to do?
No plans. Right now, I'm going to have a meeting today with my assistant and we're just going to brainstorm things, what we can do. Because what you said about the conversion, getting the people in, getting the, Facebook marketing, Instagram, whatever, getting them in, and then you need a DM set up, right? So you need somebody's call and stuff like that, right? You need that. You don't need that if you have an affiliate code. So there's two ways of doing it. Either that and you have an active person that's calling, or what if you have an affiliate?
And send them to a link.
Send them to a link. So now what is that link? With the affiliate, it makes life a lot easier. And I would argue that you could probably potentially make more money because then you need a staff, then you need to manage the staff and they call
it depends on the price of the product you're selling though. So I'd say.
Yeah.
So if anything's over $1,000, in my opinion, it probably needs to go to a sales call. Like US.
Yeah, but for example, let's say I bought an account that's crypto.
Yeah.
I can just put a Binance affiliate link on there.
Oh yeah, no, I see your point.
Done.
Oh yeah, I see where you're coming from. Rather than selling your own thing.
Rather than selling something.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, oh hey, do you want to sell whatever? Put in a Binance affiliate link in there.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Let's say I don't know, luxury goods.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But I where I've gotten to this point, I'm thinking just affiliate links.
I think if you can get if you had something that had like a reoccurring affiliate on them as well, that's what you would want, where it's almost like you almost want to build a base of people into, I mentioned about Go High Level, right? Like if you sell people to Go High Level, you get paid every single month. It's something like that where it could just accrue over a period of time.
What's Go High Level?
Like a software. It's like ClickFunnels, but like a different version of it that then can sell. They have all the other different functions like CRM systems, dialing, email, all that type of stuff.
Got ya. Like Salesforce in a way.
Yeah, similar.
Okay, got ya. Yeah, I mean, even like a Binance link would be the same because they would continue to deposit money, wouldn't they? Like they'd like over the years, lifetime, 5 more years, they might buy more Bitcoin, whatever it is, right? And you get a percentage of the transaction fee of that.
Yeah, it'd accumulate.
Yeah, like it just keep going instead of a one-time transaction.
I think traffic is the key thing though. So if you can get that consistently, that's something that will definitely help.
Yeah. It just came to me recently because my assistant's like really into the DJing space and like deep into the internet and stuff like that. And found it.
I think even for you to push your own, if you wanted to push your own brand, that's something that would help as well. Because if you can push your own stuff out into all these pages, if you've got 30 of them with a lot of reach.
Yeah, but I'm not selling anything.
Yeah, you might want to in the future. How to stop a gym or whatever.
No, I'm not really selling anything, am I? That's why it's like, I can get my face out there and be more known. But I mean, look at Andrew Tate selling the university, right? Hustlers University or the War Room and stuff like that. For me, financially, I'm okay with all the businesses and stuff, and I'm just doing this for love.
Do you think the online education space you mentioned, Andrew Tate, will get more popular and continue to grow?
Of course. Don't you think?
Yeah, I can't. I
mean, where else is it going to go? Tell me, back to TV?
Well, no, the real reason I think it's going to go is because it's a bit like fuck the world of traditional university. Why am I going to spend $300,000-$400,000 become a doctor and then go work for the NHS and earn £16 an hour when you can go and pay someone $20,000 from who has made tens of millions online who can then teach you to do the same thing.
Correct.
In like 4 months rather than 4 years.
Correct. Now, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a dentist, yes, you have to go to university. There's no way around that. But if you just want to be a hustler, you're an entrepreneur, there's no point. I'd rather go to Hustlers Universities, Andrew Tate's University, than go to actual university.
Yeah, 100%. I think you'd enjoy it more.
Yeah, you'd enjoy it more, and that's when you'll succeed, when you enjoy it.
How important with that do you think is being around also the right like-minded people? Is that something that's helped you in your career?
Super important. I mean, you look at, where we're from, right? I'm from Australia, you're from UK. My friends in Australia are still catching up and talking about the same shit. They're still having a beer at the pub. They're talking about interest rates are going up or down. The new guy at work doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. They might quit my job, this house, and we might renovate this and we'll renovate that. And my brain was just not being stimulated.
Do you find that you can't talk to a normal person who actually has a job? Because I'll give you an example. I remember I went to an event that my girlfriend's friend had like a baby shower, some bullshit. And I remember some guy was trying to flex on me how he got promotion at work. I was like, cool, dude. Like, good for you. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
because for me, I'm also like, why are you telling me this anyway? But like, it's so, when you're like entrepreneurial background, like do your own thing, and someone's like used to working as part of a system, which I was a few years ago, it's like the polar opposite of anything I want to be associated with.
Yeah.
Because that's like where your dreams go to die.
Correct. 100%. So you as well. You can't have conversations with people that are just talking about
like normies. I just don't understand. And like, if I look at my phone, all of my friends are entrepreneurs. Or like if I look at my WhatsApp, the only people who message me would be friends who are entrepreneurs, clients, or my team. That's it. Like, there's no one who has a job.
Yeah. 100%.
Like literally no one. I don't know anyone.
Me too. And what about real estate agents? What's that?
In terms of my background or opinion of?
No, opinion of what we're talking about right now.
I think that's slightly different. So I think
it's in between, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually something of red shiny object I've considered, because not of like being a real estate agent, but like building my own, because there's so much money in it here. And my background was originally that. So I'm like,
same.
I could take all my online marketing skills and social media shit and just plow it into that, which maybe I might want to do in 5 years' time, but right now, not yet.
No, I say that are real estate agents employees or are they entrepreneurs?
I think they're almost like a hybrid.
Hybrid, right?
Because they can create their own luck and opportunities.
Yeah. So
I think you are almost like an intrapreneur, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like because you're given a license to go and basically make money, but under someone else's name.
Yeah.
And obviously you're probably fed leads and put into some type of a system, but I don't think it's not like you're turning up and you're getting a set salary. Like particularly here in Dubai, that they don't have base salaries. It's like you have to hunt to fucking eat, essentially. And I think I would say that's probably the only real exception.
Yes, correct. Everything else you're waging, right? You're
waging.
Well, that's what it is, right? You're on a wage.
You're on a wage, and then you're also, if you live in the UK or Australia, the main person who's getting absolutely fucking raped by the system for tax. And this is what people don't realize who have jobs, is that, and my opinion of a job is just over broke for most people, like harsh but true. And the reality is that
just over broke, J.O.B.
The reality, the reason why is because if you own a business, you can offset loads of stuff in tax.
Correct.
If you are a employee, you are having all the money taken off of you before you even get paid. So you can't even like manipulate the system to mitigate your tax. You're literally done from day one. I actually saw one of my pay slips from my old job before, and I was like, literally, it's depressing how much your gross salary is versus what you actually would get every month. It's terrible.
Yeah, terrible. So to answer your question, yes, I have nothing to relate to. Even my friend was calling me as a real estate agent. He's like, bro, guess what? You know, this other, I'm like, you're so excited about what, this house that you sold for $400,000? Like, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's getting into it with me. And like, this is my childhood friend. We pull the piss out of each other all the time. And it's just, look, here's the thing. The fundamentals of business is the same everywhere in the world. It's just the scale. If you're going to play roulette at a $2 table, you're only going to make $50. But if you're going to play roulette on a $100 table, you could look at making $10,000, right? The fundamentals of business is the same everywhere. It's just about the scale of the table you're sitting on. And Dubai scale is crazy.
That's why if you were to talk to me like, okay, would you do real estate here or would you do it in the UK? It's like, fuck no, in the UK. Would I do it here when you could sell like a $20-40 million house? Like... That would be enough to maybe raise curiosity, do you know what I mean? Yeah,
but the expenses here are higher as well.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Very higher. A lot higher. Like, what I used to pay for rent in 2 weeks, I pay for dinners now. Have you noticed that?
Money just seems to evaporate here. And I think one of the things that Dubai is phenomenally good at is it just extracts money out of you because it is so efficient. Like, I want to get a massage, go on fucking WhatsApp, they turn up an hour later. I want someone in Instashop, it turns up. I want anything, it turns up.
Yeah.
Whereas in other places, I mentioned Spain earlier, there's so much friction to actually spend money. It's difficult to spend money.
Yeah. They make it very easy to spend money, yeah. Like, I don't go to do you go to the supermarket?
Once in 3 years.
So I order everything to the house?
Yeah.
You as well?
Yeah.
But it's the same price though, isn't it? I mean, there's a 10 dirham
it's like,
delivery
it's like
fee.
$2. Like, I don't know why you would go to the shop yourself and do it. Actually, I went once. This is actually quite cool. If you go there, like with a shopping trolley, put the shit in there, they then delivered it to my house.
Wow.
So I didn't have to put it in the car. They were like, oh, we have a home delivery thing. I'm like, great, yeah, you can do that.
Like now going to the shops and like doing shopping, like Spinneys or whatever it is, Waitrose or whatever, it's like you go there for the experience.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't go there because you need to do it. You go there for the experience.
So do you think that's why in Dubai, if you go into like a Spinneys or a Waitrose. It's like the Truman Show where everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that's the reason why they do that. But then I don't know if you go to like, if you've noticed, if you go to maybe a supermarket or grocery store, whatever you call them, in Australia, the US, UK, like, what is this shithole? Like, it's a mess comparatively to the ones here.
Because there's more human traffic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, that's actually, you know, do you use Noon? The Noon app?
No.
So how do you get your groceries?
Intershop and the Carrefour app.
Oh, wow. Carrefour app. And it brings it to the house.
Yeah.
How much is delivery?
No idea. Not expensive.
Because I use Noon.
Okay.
But how quickly does Carrefour deliver?
You do like set times, but Instashop is in like 10 minutes.
No, mine goes in 11 minutes. 11 minutes at the house. I'll literally be on the phone with my mum. I'm like, Mum, watch this. I want a watermelon. And then I'll order it and I will be on the phone and bang, she'll be like, what? They came to the house that quick?
But that's also why it's so easy to spend money here, because also if you're like, I'm hungry, you go on delivery, 10 minutes later something turns up. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
anything you want, it's just like click your fingers.
Have you cooked here?
Like once, twice in 3 years.
Yeah, I haven't cooked at all.
Like barely ever.
No. I love it.
And that's why I think if you're an entrepreneur, the way I try and engineer my life here is I'm either working or I'm doing stuff I enjoy. There's no like bullshit in the middle. So I have like a housekeeper, like I don't do anything. I do like either work or like do stuff I want to do.
Yeah. I literally leave the door open for the housekeeper to come and clean the house. Like, no issues. There's watches everywhere and everything like that. No issues.
I don't even know where my house keys are. I've never locked it in 3 years.
Wow, you never locked it. Wow.
But that's where I think the real benefit of something I didn't realize why Dubai is so good compared to other countries is the safety aspect.
Yeah.
Because I'd never, like when we were in Vegas, I was like, I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of homeless people there.
Yeah.
Like suddenly you're like hyper aware security wise because it's so different. So that I think is a big.
And shit food.
The food in America is terrible.
How bad was the food?
Yeah,
I couldn't find good food at all. Everything's fried.
So I think that's also another thing you have a huge benefit in Dubai. It's got the best restaurants in the world.
Like you could decide to be keto tomorrow and you could be keto because from now on, whenever you order food, it will be keto food.
Or vegan or whatever you want.
Or whatever.
It's like there's anything. And I think the US food quality is terrible. So if you look, whenever I go to any digestive issues, their food is so bad they can't sell it to you.
Wow.
Like they can't export chicken breast because it's like bleached.
Wow. Did you have White Castle when you were there?
No.
I saw it.
It's a burger thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I saw it from the movie White Castle, whatever. I sat down and had it and I was like, I can't chew this.
Which is that bad?
I can't chew this down. It's horrible. The patty is like Spam. It was disgusting. How often do you come to Kite Beach, by the way?
Maybe once every 2 weeks or so. It's nice.
Oh, okay. You know that? Not that often.
Not that often. Maybe every like couple of weeks. I should come more. I think this is. I don't know if you agree. I think Kite Beach and Dubai is a bit like it reminds me like California / like Florida vibes a bit.
100%.
See what I mean? And knowing what Dubai's like, they've intentionally done that.
100%.
Intentionally.
I've had Americans on my podcast saying, like, downtown is New York. Let's be honest. Over there is Chicago. Let's be honest. Kite Beach is Miami. Let's be honest. Like this place has just picked out places from America. I feel like I'm in America, but they were saying it in like a hated way.
Really?
They're like,
it's like manufactured.
They're like, yeah, they've just copied us. They've just taken the best bits of our country and they've made it into one place.
But that's what the best people do because they just take the best of everywhere and like amalgamate it into like the greatest thing in the world, which is, in my opinion, what they've done here because they just look for proof of concept.
Correct.
And then they make a better version of it.
Yeah. And also, here's the other thing. This is an argument I had with C. Gutter, who is Biggie Smalls' best friend. He was just arguing with me because he hated Drake, right? And he goes, yeah, Drake's not from out of the town, blah, blah, blah. He went and stole our rap style from New Orleans, and then he did that, and then he went and stole our new rapping style from New York, and blah, blah, blah. He's not like a one-dimensional rapper. He can rap like them and them. He's just picking culture. And I said, listen, as an artist, when you make an art and you put it in the world, another artist should be able to come and take that and further develop it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's art. So the same thing with here. Like if they see somebody doing something so beautifully, there should not be a reason why you can't try to replicate that and make that better. It's the continuation of art.
Oh, and that's also, if you look at human evolution, that's what we've ever done, is we've taken the best things we've learned, put them in books, and then someone else has learned them and they made a better iteration of it. That's actual human evolution.
There you go. Exactly.
If it wasn't for that, we'd still be cavemen.
Thomas Edison took us to here. Somebody else came and took us to there. Somebody else took us there. And now we got Elon Musk taking us to Mars.
And there'll be someone after Elon.
100%.
Right? And that's, I think, people need to refrain that. And that's something I see in the online marketing space, and like, it happens a lot to me, is like, people will copy the stuff you do, but that's actually a sign you're good at what you do, because it means people like what you do, they see it's working and they'll try and make their own iterations of it. But then you should see that not as a bad thing. You should see that as a praise that people like what you do, essentially.
Yeah. Two people started a podcast on the back of a Maybach in Dubai. One's in a Sprinter van and one's in same as this one.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, are you pissed off? I was like, no, because no one's watching because we're sitting in the car. People are watching because of the guests that I get and the conversations that I ask. So if they're good at what they do, let them fly, right? But yeah, it's
and that's where I think it's a free market
correct
for everything. If someone's really fucking good, then they'll do well with it. If they're going to replicate someone, so if they are, then see what happens. Then I'll try and beat them, or they'll try and beat me, and then it's a game. And I also think that's where competition, and say in the UK, is really frowned upon. Whereas, in my opinion, competition is the greatest thing you can have. And if you look up rough definition of competition in Latin, is to lift each other up.
Correct.
So Ronaldo wouldn't be Ronaldo without Messi.
Correct.
Messi wouldn't be Messi without Ronaldo.
Correct.
Because they're competitive, they drive each other from the level, which is why if you don't have competition, you won't be the greatest version of you.
Correct. Yeah. I love it. And you're right. You're exactly right. They are the ones that will push me to try to be better and do better. At some point I was very complacent in my life. Business was going good. I was making a lot of money and I was just chilling, right? One of the businesses stopped. Legislation changed in Australia and we had to move something and we couldn't make as much money as we were. That gave me the drive to get off my feet and do other businesses. So then I went into gyms and other businesses and stuff like that. So the worst things that can happen is the best things. And when you're complacent, by the way, when you're making a lot of money, it is so hard to be hungry. It's so hard to go, okay, I'm going to get off my couch and I'm going to do something. You're going to be like, no, let's go here, let's go there. It's so hard to go back in that dog mode.
So I think you've already fulfilled all your basic human needs. And a question I'll ask you this, actually. So a lot of me and my friends talk about this a lot. Do you have a close relationship with your parents?
Yep.
So from my experience, I don't know many people who are super driven who have a really close relationship with their father, for example.
Say that again. You don't know?
Many people who are men who are very successful and driven, who have a very close relationship with their father.
So they don't have close relationship with their father.
Or they've got a slight chip on their shoulder about that, which I think is one of the internal driving forces to try and make them level up. If you look at Elon Musk, I'm reading his autobiography at the moment, very, very weird relationship with his dad who was semi-abusive and all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's obviously something that had a profound effect on him and his mentality to some degree. And you see, even Donald Trump we spoke about earlier, he again had a very weird relationship with his father. And I think that is an interesting pattern I've seen repeat over and over again. I can see it also in a lot of my entrepreneurial friends, and people watching this may agree or disagree in the comments, but I see that as a common human trait. But I also think that's where maybe through different generations, different parents or fathers have shown love in different ways. Even if you look at, say, for example, our parents or my parents' generation was World War II. So very different time than we'd drive around a Maybach and buy very different space. So I think that's also an interesting dynamic to see how that will change over time.
Very true. Yeah, well, you need to choose that enemy. You know what I mean? You've read the book.
Patrick David.
Choose your enemies wisely.
That's my favourite book.
Yeah. You got to choose your enemy. So who's your enemy? You can be your dad. It can be your mum.
Or it can be competitors. And this is one of the things that a good friend of mine, he said to me, you could have written that book. Because one of the things, I wish I do it intentionally because I think it's quite funny. I'll try and piss my competitors off by doing certain things marketing-wise that I know antagonises them. And then sometimes it gets a reaction. I'm for me, it fuels the fire more to be fuck you.
Yeah.
And then to gun it for people. And I think people should embrace that competitive spirit more. And that's why I like the US mentality for that, because they like that. Whereas I think the UK is very conservative and oh no, you shouldn't upset anyone.
Yeah. Yes. You're right. When you break rules in America, you're almost praised and they look at you as an entrepreneur. While if you do it in the UK or Australia, whoa, what are you doing? That's not how we do things around here. You're supposed to do it within the lines.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but it comes from you guys. Because Australians are UK, English people, basically.
I think you are more wild than we are in a lot of respects, in terms of you're more gung-ho and up for it than then we're very reserved and like, oof, that's a bit risky. Like, don't want to do that.
Oh, wow.
Whereas from what I've experienced, Australians are much more likely to like take the swing.
Have you been to Australia?
No.
And you've met Australians in Dubai?
Australians in Dubai, UK, US, everywhere.
Okay, got ya.
But maybe that's a different type of Australian I met
Correct.
because they're like traveling.
The ones that stay there, there's some people that have just been to Bali all their lives just because Bali's only 3 hours away. But there's some people that have never left Australia. The majority of Australians, I would say, have just gone to Bali and Thailand, nowhere else.
Why do you think that is? The same similar stat as the
So we got the
Americans?
same, yeah, we got the same like as America and UK as well. Yes, everywhere in the world you go, there's Australian tourists, but that's because our income's high. But do you know what bogans are?
No.
Okay, like lower class Aussies.
Okay.
Uncultured,
Bogans, okay.
uneducated,
Degenerates.
okay, bricklayers, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Just degenerate. They make a lot of money. They make more money than doctors, but they don't know how to save.
They spend it
just
all.
Spend it all. Drink every day, gamble every day. Like most of Australians are that.
Drinking, fighting, smoking.
Yeah, 80% of Australians, I'd say is that.
Is that the ex-convict mentality, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you guys at your worst.
Yeah, probably. That's probably a fair point. I think, though, that Australia has a lot of potential. I think what I see interestingly, obviously I've never been there, but it's because you're so isolated. I think you're, say from the online space, slightly behind the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Where there's a massive opportunity to capitalize, where you just learn stuff in like the US and then you just go and copy and do it there in Australia, and then you crush because you've got no competition.
Yeah.
Like running Facebook ads in Australia is way cheaper than the UK and the US.
Really?
Way cheaper.
Wow. And you get more results out of it as well. Yes, it is it's easier, but then you have to kind of fit within their way of life. I'll tell you what I mean. For example, every time I go to Australia, I turn on the car, right? Well, I'm driving, the radio's on. They're constantly scaring you about money. Interest rates are going up. Make sure you penny pinch. Make sure you hold on into every single dollar that you have because the credit crunch is coming. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And they're putting into your brain that there's not enough money and that don't be an abundance mindset and save as much money as you can. And people go, oh, that's a great value, mate. It's only $3.50 for a chicken and rice. I'm going to go there instead of paying $8.50 over there. So they're penny pinching like $1 saving there. And they're getting like a real dopamine like buzz from that. Oh, it's a great meal for such a cheap price.
So why do you think, so the UK does the same thing and it's been a credit crunch since 2008 where you see, ever since I can remember like watching the news.
Yeah.
Not that I watch it anymore, it's just like a way to rot your mind. Why do you think the media does that?
They don't do it here. There's an abundance mindset here.
But that's where I think, I'm a big believer in something called law of exposure. Once you've been exposed to like wealth and abundance, it's very difficult to unsee it. Like we're in Maybach, there's a Rolls Royce over there, like there's fucking, like there's money everywhere.
We don't even see it
anymore. Like it just blends in because it's normal.
Correct.
And that's where even like find, so for example, when I was in Vegas, it's like, it's weird, there's no supercars really here. And I thought like Vegas would have like loads of stuff like that. And I think it's when you become acclimatized to wealth, all you see is wealth, but when you become acclimatized to poverty or restriction and scarcity, all you see is that, and then you get that anxiety feeling of like not enough rather than there is more than enough. Whereas I think people underestimate how many resources there are in the world, but that's because they don't have enough resourcefulness to go and get them.
Your problem is not that you're not resourceful. Nick Santanosto said this. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What did he say? Tell me what he said.
He spoke about the 3-4 levels of buyers as well.
He said it's not that you don't have enough resources, it's your lack of being resourceful.
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
But even if you look at like what the number one skill in business is resource allocation.
Yeah.
Like for you, I'm sure the reason why you've crushed it is you're like, okay, where's the best, most effective use of your time and money in these 2-3 things? Let's just go and do those.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier about like, not getting distracted and go do 15 different things. It's like, if you split your attention 15 different ways, you're fucked and you can fail at everything.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just do really well at one thing for a while, then that will compound and then you can go do something else.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And it's also a long-term play as well. It's always long-term. You gotta play it. It's not gonna be overnight success. How old are you now?
35. How old are you?
1990?
1989, just.
18th
December.
December?
Yeah.
Oh, we discussed this actually, because I'm 26th of January, 1990. So you're like 2 months older than me or something like that, yeah. It's been a long ride, brother. We're getting to that age now.
I don't know if you've noticed this, because even in my industry in particular, I've noticed suddenly I'm like kind of the older figure a bit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've been around a little while, and I think it's been an interesting shift from being the young up and comer to like the old one that people look up to. Not the old one, it sounds bad, but like someone who's more experienced.
100%. Bro, I'm dealing with like 19, 20-year-olds who are like degenerates on the dark web buying like in Instagram accounts.
Yeah.
Like I'm the old guy. You know, I'm the old guy for them now.
What you mentioned something there I thought was very interesting. I think it has probably a lot of relevance to people who are entrepreneurs or entrepreneur listening to this, as being patient
Yeah.
and like long-term thinking. How did you develop that mindset to like elongate those timeframes?
It's just about, you know, it's think about how many people are going to quit. Think about everyone having your journey, and think about how many people are going to quit before that. And if you can outlast other people in terms of quitting, right? If you can just go, okay, 10 people would have quit at this stage. Okay, so I'm 10 people ahead. Jump over this hurdle. Next one. You just got to non-out-quit people. That's it.
I fucking love that. And a friend of mine said the other day, it's like, you've been in the fitness space like nearly 10 years, and like that's really unusual. And it's your ability to continue getting fucking kicked in the dick and just keep going all the time, because business is way harder than people realize, and there's always like shit just going wrong constantly.
Yeah.
And I'm just, obviously you've got multiple different industries and stuff as well, so I think that is probably something people don't see, is maybe the resilience for that, to be like, just another day.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's just, and that's what business is. It's just hurdles after hurdles, right? And it's your elegance on how you could jump over the hurdles and make those hurdles into a benefit rather than a negative is what will determine how much of a good business man you will be. Picasso draws like this. Michelangelo draws like this. Business is also an art. The way you jump over the hurdles, and so many times I've had issues where I've been able to make those issues benefit me.
So reframe.
Yeah, just like bang, I jumped over it. I helped him, and then I did something the other day where the guy's like, "Yeah, I need money for it." And we're like, "What do you mean? Well, you're going to get this percentage?" Blah, blah, blah. No, but I need a team and stuff like that. And I know somebody else that wants this service, and he was willing to pay money for it. And I said, "Okay, well, how about you do this guy, and then for me, you do half a favor." So I literally jumped over the hurdle. He's getting what he wants. He's paying for it. I'm getting it for a percentage. It's just business, making the deal work.
Positioning.
Making the deal work. Helping him, and then getting what you want.
How important do you think network is and connections are in terms of your business growth?
It's everything. I mean, look, here's the thing. With the podcast, the more podcasts I do, there's just dots, right? So it's dots. Then you connect the dots. And that's when you'll make money, when you connect the dots, right? So, you know, you'll come to me tomorrow and say, "Hey, I've got a business idea for this. I've got a whole book of people that can do this," right? Or if I do this podcast, this has happened before actually. I do this podcast and I think of something, I think of a business idea. And then I'll just call one of the guys who's done podcasts with, "Hey, you'd be perfect for this. Do you want to do this?" I love it. Let's try it. So without the right people, because I know what I can do, I know what you can do. I can't do what you do. You can't do what I do, for example, right? If Ronaldo can score, let him score. Let him shoot to score. You know what I mean? Just let him do that. So yeah, for sure. What do you think?
I agree 100%. I often think about how I'm in the relative position I'm in, and I think about, I met this person who then introduced me to this person, who then introduced me to this person, and how each of those people help me in different ways at different parts of that journey. And I think that is probably one of the big things most people overlook, is the importance of relationships and also helping other people, because you never know when they can help you back. And I think one of the benefits of also being in Dubai versus, say, maybe UK or Perth, is your access to the smartest and best people in the entire world within half an hour of you is better than anyone on the planet.
100%.
Like, your access to the most talented people is insane. And if they don't live here, they're coming through here.
Yeah.
So you're constantly meeting these people, having really high level conversations, and you don't realize how this starts to change the way you think and the way you look at the world, because I don't know, you meet John Lee, you spend some time with him, or Rob Moore, whoever it might be. And then I think that's where you pick up little pieces of all these people that then starts almost like it stores like a memory chip in your brain.
Yeah.
And then you have that like to unlock whenever you need it.
Yeah. And also, it's such a city where you can do business, where it's like back home in the UK, if you do business with someone, they'll say, "Well, who are you doing business with?" Oh, his name is this. Well, how do you know him? Did you go to school with him? Who's his friends? Like some random? You should go and do a business with a random? Here, people with me and they'll do a business together tomorrow.
What do you think the difference is with that here? Do you think people have a high level of trust? Because from what I can see, people here are much more willing to like lift each other up and work together. Whereas the UK and I presume Australia is very similar. It's very fragmented of like, fuck that guy, I don't want to work with him. Like, I'm doing my own thing. No one wants to like talk about anything. Everything's very withheld. Where here it's like I think part of that here is because there's so much success. People realize they're not the big fish because there's always someone bigger than you. That people are very open-minded to work together and collaborate.
I think it's no one went to school here together. Here, there's none of that. Nobody went to school together. Nobody's in cliques. Everybody's here to everyone's here to better their life and do business. And, hey, like, do you want to move into the middle of the desert? No. Do you want to move into a place where it's close to 40 degrees every day? No. What if you make it tax-free? Okay. So then they attract all the entrepreneurs. Okay. Then they attract all the entrepreneurs. Then they go, okay, cool. There's no cliques here. And then everybody gets together and see how they can collaborate. They've made this high trust bubble, and they've legally as well, like rules wise. Like, let's say, you do a deal with someone and you feel like you're scamming him. You can go to the police station right now and press a button and there's a travel ban. He can't leave. You can't leave until you sort your stuff out. Do you owe him money? Don't be running out of country with his money.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
But like, you don't, I had an issue like last summer where I had some competitors who hired hackers to hack my Instagram account, try and blackmail me for 30,000 euros. They were hacking our clients' accounts. And we went to the police and also to Facebook. We went to Facebook first. We went to Facebook and they're like, yeah, there's nothing we can do about this. You need to go to the Irish cyber police. One of my team was in Ireland at the time. He was also Irish. He went to the police, were like, nothing you can do about it. Like, take laws into your own hands. So like, well, what the fuck do we do in this situation? They're like, petrol bombs hands. Like,
wow.
And I think that's...
Where does he live? Ireland?
Yeah. And this is where if that had happened here, like the guy would get put in prison.
Yeah.
Like, you're done. And that's also why I like it here, because the rules are very like black and white. And that's also why you don't cross over that line.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you know you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, which is why everyone's very respectful, very polite, and plays by the rules.
Like the Anua brothers.
I was going to bring that up, and that's, in my opinion, that there's no way they're getting out from that. Like, I think they'll get made an example of, because they're high profile, but it's also like a statement to the rest of the world that can't come around and fuck around here, because this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, 100%. And also, they have such a bright future, dude. They had such a bright future.
If I'm ever having a bad day at the moment, I think like it could be worse.
Oh, it could always be worse. Even for them right now, it could be worse.
Yeah.
Right? Their parents are still healthy.
Yeah.
Right? But they had such a bright future. Like, they were only just going to get bigger.
So with what happened to them, so if anyone doesn't know the context, they got basically done for drug charges. Here we had no drugs in their apartment in the Palm. The slightly funny story for it, though, in my opinion, was that they got outed due to an unpaid escort. It was apparently the person who snitched him in, which I thought was quite funny.
Wow.
So I hear. And then, but what I think from that context is that, do you think they had gotten so successful they thought they were above the law and they weren't touchable?
No, I heard something different. That's the thing, nobody knows. I heard that they arrested a girl that had it, and they said, you're going to prison for a very long time unless you tell me where you got it from. And they go, well, I got it from them. And then they went to the house and they arrested them, saying you supplied to them. And she said, we did it on this kitchen counter and we did it there and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I think they will be made new. They can't stay here after they're done, can they? Who knows what can happen?
No, I think they get 25 years.
You're going to get in time.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. From I think the reports I saw, I think they found it in their apartments or something like that. Some apartments they owned here or something.
Oh, wow. It's like that.
So,
why is there so many conflicting news on that? Nobody knows.
This is also something interesting here. I think that the way some of the media information is put out is sometimes maybe the narrative is blurred to try and create more of that like environment of like, don't fuck with the rules.
Yeah.
Which I like. And I think actually what I liked about Donald Trump talking about bringing back the death penalty for drug dealers in the US. It's like, dude, like, fucking great idea.
Yeah.
Like, okay, then people just stop selling drugs. Or if they are a drug dealer, then they're going to get fucking executed. And then you solve all these problems that are happening and then also take loads of money out of like fucking organized crime. So like, in my opinion, I think if there's categorical evidence this person has done this, then it is what it is.
And they said to him, isn't that a little bit inhumane? He's like, inhumane? The average drug dealer kills 500 people. Like, inhumane. And here, I love it that they just remove from source. You know, like, look, listen, I'll go to Amsterdam in Jamaica and I'll have a good time, right? But here, clean. And I love that about it here.
But also that's why I think, so like the newer guys, is like, are you fucking retarded? It's like, you have all the money in the world. If you want to go away and be a dickhead degenerate, like, go to Marbella or Spain or wherever you want to go do that, but you just don't do it here.
Don't do it here.
Like, you know the rules and like what to play by. And I think that's also where, particularly, I think they were like 25 or something. They were young, right?
Yeah. Very young.
They're not coming out to like their 50 if they're 25 years.
What happens with their business now? Does that mean their business brand icon is tarnished?
Is
that damaged? Or is that going to get bigger, better?
Well,
What's going to
it
happen?
depends if it's still running, if someone's running it without them. I presume they probably are.
It would be.
But I think it'll get a lot of traction to it. I actually personally don't think that will actually have a negative effect on the clothing brand, as backwards as that sounds. Like, to give an example, Kanye West is off his mind, but people love him or hate him. And I think I heard something that he's bringing out a clothing brand which has got like swastikas on it, and it'll probably all sell out straight away.
Wow.
Because he's so out there and weird. And I think sometimes there's no such thing as bad press and attention. So like, if that gets massive press, which it has done, then their clothing brand will get more traffic.
Yeah.
Which means more buyers, make sure.
I've met people that have met him and they said he is completely crazy.
What kind of West?
Completely crazy.
In what respect? Just like,
they spent like 4 hours with him at his house and stuff like that.
just weird as fuck.
Completely crazy. One of them went off at one of my guys, like one of my friends' team, like, I told you 100 times, go to the car and get the laptop. And my friend's like, no, it's all good. It's with us.
Do you see that with a lot of people who are famous celebrities, that they lose reality?
It's just Kanye West. He's just off the handles right now. Well, the way out as of recent, really. Like, here's the thing. If his music was good, still, we would look the other way. Yeah, look at Michael Jackson.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Look at Michael Jackson. Sure, listen, he wants to sleep with kids. So what? Come on. Have you heard Billie Jean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at his music's not great. He's losing his brain a little bit, you know, so now we're not really overlooking that.
And that's where I think results do the talking in most things. Like, if you're really good at what you do, you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But I think it's when you can't get away with it anymore because you're not good, is when you come unstuck.
So you reckon the icon brand won't die because of what happened?
If there's someone strong enough to manage, like, running it, then I don't think it wasn't really running off of their personal brands as far as I'm aware. Mm-hmm. So I think if there's someone who can actually run the business, then I think, okay, it might be a good thing for someone to buy and acquire. They're going to need money. So, that would be.
I'd imagine it would still be running and it'd be doing good, so they could still remain with good cash flow to pay the lawyers.
They're going to need it, but, yeah, you would have thought so. I think a lot of their revenue was also coming from selling info products of like how to run Shopify stores and stuff like that as well, which I think they'll obviously won't be able to do anymore.
Why?
Because they're both in prison, so like it involves them. They were in the fulfillment, right? So it's like them coaching other people how to do what they did.
I see what you mean. But as long as people are still buying their clothes. I mean, have you ever bought from Icon?
No. I don't even know what it is.
Really?
I knew, like, I know of the name of it. I would know what the logo looks like.
I see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it had so much to it. It's so sad. And I've seen him 3 days before it happened. And sometimes I think to myself, I should.
Do you know them personally?
I just met him once.
Okay.
Yeah. Not personally, no. And when I met him, it was just like we didn't meet. It was more, I had a meeting and they had a meeting. We were both at Lancaster Royal, and it's like, I've seen him and stuff like that. But I think to myself in hindsight, I should have been like, life's about to change, man. Don't, like, you know, like, if I could just go back in time.
That's why I think that for everyone, like, life can change in a moment. You don't realize it. I think even yesterday I was in the marine, there was a massive bang. That sounded like a fucking building had fallen down. I was like, went outside, I was like, what the hell was that? And it makes you wonder sometimes. I actually generally thought something like collapsed. It makes you wonder, like, you get hit by a bus walking across the street and it's like, that's it.
That's it.
So I think people sometimes stress for the wrong reason sometimes when, like, they need to have some perspective. Yeah. It's easier said than done, I think.
Yeah, of course. Well, you're super locked in. I told you that when we first met.
So this is
super locked.
A few people have said that to me. Why do you think that is? What makes you say that from the outside?
It's obvious. It's obvious that you're super locked in. You're constantly educating yourself. You're constantly teaching yourself. What's your guilty pleasure?
Working out. I actually speak relatively transparent. I say I struggle with that, is to find things that I enjoy that aren't working or working out, because I think I'm a dopamine addict. So I will chase dopamine from those things. I like cars, and I like traveling, and I like eating out. That's probably my thing.
What's your sin?
I don't really have one necessarily. Maybe eat too much food sometimes.
Gluttony.
Yeah, I think so. And probably greed. And maybe egotistical status, which is probably the same thing as like every fucking man in the entire planet who like wants to do well.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably the same three things that fucked all men, is like the 3 G's of being, it's like greed, gold, and girls. Like it's the same thing. It's like what can really undo anyone is those two.
Yeah. That's recently when I'm like, because I've always kind of prided myself with having no ego or a low ego, but really it's like if I'm treated unfairly and I'm like, I didn't need to be treated like that. I wasn't shown respect in that situation, which I deserved it, and I didn't do anything wrong. Then you're inside, then as a man in your mind, you're like, I have to make sure that I highlight that and he knows that and I attack him back or something. That's ego, right? That's ego, because you're thinking, I need to retaliate and tell him that I'm not that guy and I'm this guy and blah, blah. So I've really been working on that. But all that does is just further damage the relationship or
100%.
whatever you have, right? So I've really been working on that, trying to work on that ego. But yeah, you're right.
That's why I said to you earlier about pride is the big thing that fucks most guys.
Yes, correct.
Because they have too much pride to then ask for help from someone who might know more than them on something, even if they don't necessarily get on. Whereas for me, I'm like, you know loads about loads of shit that I had no idea of. So I'd ask your advice on like if I wanted to open a gym or a physical premises, whereas I might know some stuff for you and like on like how to sell stuff online. You wouldn't know yet.
100%.
So it's just like people have different skill sets based upon the experience of what they've spent the last 10, 15 years doing.
Yeah, 100%. Appreciate you coming on the podcast. Very educational, by the way. Very educational. We went on for 2 hours. Very educational. Learned a lot as well. I'm sure the viewers would have got a lot of value out of it. But come back on like a year's time. Let's see what else have you learned.
I have some sick stuff for you. I'm working on a few things.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Working on a few things.
Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you,
my brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This has been Charlie Johnson. Let's go.